if I were to use my own, assets to actually help on my CI, and then my kids will be like shortchanged.
Hi, I'm Eddie. I'm in the business of financial planning for the past 17 years. And here we are today together with Stephanie. So she's my wife and she's also my client.
Hello, I'm Stephanie. It started with a bloatedness, and I went for a further check, and she referred me to specialist. He advised to go for surgery.
So at that point of time, when the doctor mentioned that she has like a early stage cancer, then initially she was like blank. She doesn't know what to do, what to say. But for me, I knew that it is something that could turn out to be severe. So I was more worried than herself. I think for myself, it's always about what is the probability of failure. So I went about speaking to the surgeon, asking him, is there any risk involved? So ultimately, he said that, of course, the success rate is about 95%. So he actually asked us not to be worried about the whole thing. I call her the COO of the family. So she takes care of all the operation, logistics of the house. So when I was entrusted to be the caregiver, I was glad, at least for one thing, is that we are financially sound because we plan ahead. So what I focus more is staying close to her, to be present with her throughout the recovery stage. At least that is the minimum thing that I can do for her. Caregiver, maybe I give myself 7. Financial planner, 7.
You 应该 score more than 10 吧? Because throughout the whole journey, I didn't feel like we have to worry about a lot of things. But I worry for him more because he took a lot of burden on himself. I'm really thankful I don't have to go through chemo. It's just a surgery, and he took up all the burden. Because when it comes to the life before, he usually focus on his work. Because we have our role, as a family, we assign our roles, and he focused on his work. And I know that it's not easy, so it takes more toll for him. But throughout, he did really well. He handled my emotion. He tried to handle the kids when it's usually what I handle with. He took up everything. He even took up my worry. He even took up the burden of everything. Very responsible.
I mean, through this experience as a caregiver, I realized that it's really very, 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 very tough. Especially, usually caregivers, they might have their current job, employment at the start. So they have to decide whether to continue with their work or to lessen their workload, or even to stop work completely. There's definitely a lot of challenges that they have, a lot of burden that they are putting on over their shoulder. So to me, my advice is that always lean on your faith. If you have spiritually, faith is very important. Lean on your family and lean on your community, and most importantly, always take care of yourself. For me, I'm also more mindful about finances because after she was contracted with critical illness, then we make a successful claim, right? So knowing that right now there's no more claims coming forward in future, so for me, I'm more mindful about our daily expenses and also making sure that we always have reservation for the future.
I think that was one of my regrets that I didn't get the multi-pay CI because I'm still very young, and I couldn't say that I won't get another CI.
So through this experience with Stephanie, I come up with 2 realizations, a good and a bad. The good realization is that all critical illness can be treated if diagnosed early. That is
Yeah.
one thing that we been
Yeah.
through this experience, we knew about
Yeah.
that. But the bad thing is that in the past, I always thought that critical illness maybe will hit us one time, hit throughout a lifetime. But after Stephanie's experience, I realized that if she was to diagnose with critical illness at 36 years old, there's still another 30 to 40 years to go forward. I realized that critical illness could hit us not just once, but even twice or even thrice. So are we prepared for that?
Having the multi-pay really plays a part is in future. I had another CI, and then comes in thought whereby my kids, they're still really very young, and then it's equals to if I were to use my own assets to actually help on my CI, and then my kids will be like shortchanged. I would say that I would like have shortchanged them because I already prepared that sum of money for them. I couldn't give them even more. Every day is a blessing. The things that really changed after was we don't take health for granted. We chase a healthy lifestyle. We start eating really very healthily. I start exercising more than 3 times a week. Yeah.
I start to advise clients try to go for health screening at least once every year, if not once in every 2 years, to make sure that everything is in place and in check.
Now it's better. Yeah, life is better. After we went through the journey, yeah, life changed. Not really changed a lot, but do not take life for granted. And then we start to be more proactive to love others. Yeah, we start to do life together a lot. Yeah, appreciating life, helping out others, loving others. Yeah, I think we did a lot more on loving others. Yeah, as much as we can. I think others will need more help. I would like to continue to love others.